Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. If this is your first time here, why don't you watch the video, and if you like what you see, click comment, like, subscribe, join us on Patreon, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all those good places that are listed down below. You guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, I am in a very, very bad mood. A very bad mood. Probably should not be filming, just because I don't know how to bleep stuff out in my editing software, but let's see. This is a Grapevine from Michael's. It's a, just like holding this in front of the camera. It's 14 inches, right? Yeah. It's really nice. They weren't by the regular Grapevines, like they were just kind of, I found them like kind of, well, it's my Michael, so they were like shoved on the floor underneath a baby. Next to a recycling bin. Covered with like fat quarters. But they're like, look how clean it is. Like there's no junk in it. It's really nice. And they were the same price as the other Grapevines that aren't as nice. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the other Grapevines. If you can't find this one and you want to make a wreath like this, go ahead and buy the other ones because we covered it up anyway. This is from Walmart. Did I just cut the tag off? I know the tag was on here. Walmart Holiday Time Decorative Pick, $8.98. Y'all, this thing is big. I have it curved, so it's even bigger than this. I think the whole thing is supposed to be 36 inches, but I mean, it's a good 22 inches just of, because I mean, you can't cut this down. I don't care. I don't care what they say. So, I saw this. They had a couple, I think they had two that were like flocked or frosted, and then a couple that were like just plain, just kind of pine, but like realistic pine, like the plastic one, not like the PVC pine. So there's that's $7 worth of stem. And I'm gonna take this, and this wire in here is pretty sturdy, but we're gonna work with it. Luckily these are wired too, so I can, if I need to, kind of move them around. I'm gonna take both of these out because we're gonna put a bow here, so I mean, if I'm gonna have the pine cones in there, I want them to be where you can actually see them. So I'm going to take a couple of pieces and bend them down. I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to regret this, but open that up a little bit. What do I want that up here? I kind of want it up here, I think. So I'm just working with this to get it moved around. The point is, I want, oh, you need to go the other way. Sorry. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that, but a bow will probably cover it up. I mean, that's what we're going for. But look, I mean, you can manipulate it. You can't even see it, but you can manipulate it a lot. All right, I don't have any zip ties. I don't know why. I mean, I have like red zip ties, but I'm just going to come in here and get a couple of, actually I think I'm going to go underneath here because those will be easier. Go underneath these pieces here when you push this up. So I went to the emergency room this morning because I needed a steroid shot and a prescription for steroids and new muscle relaxers, so that was fun. I was in and out in like 20 minutes, but still. The doctor was really nice. That doctor was always really nice. I need to see where I can like write the hospital and be like, hey, Dr. Giraffe-Log is, that's what I don't know what its name is. It's in my car. But Giraffe-Log's the name, isn't it? Anyway, I went there this morning at like 6. Well, I left the house at like 6 because I was trying to leave the house at 4 when I woke up, but that didn't happen. So after stretching and showering and heating pad and cooling pad and stretching, I finally got to the hospital at 6:17 and they discharged me at 6:26. So I say brava. And then he wrote me the prescriptions and I was like, all right, well, CVS is awful. I don't know if they're open. You know, I know they're not open until like 9. So if they get the prescription at 9, that means they're probably not going to fill it until next Thursday. But I came home, laid down, and I was like, I just need to get I need this to go around the grapevine. I was like, I'll lay down, get some sleep. I never did fall asleep, so I left here and I went to my mom's. No, I went to CVS to get the prescription because it was ready, and I went to my mom's to drop off some ice cream I got her, and came back home. And my neighbor, who owns the vacant lot next to me, he just had 2 giant stumps ground out. He had 2 trees cut down a couple of years ago. One gorgeous pine tree that gave me all the pine boughs I wanted, and then another oak tree that he had cut down for no good reason. The guys that were cutting them down at the time were like, "There's no insect damage. Like we don't really, we're doing what we're told." And I was just like, "Okay." So I'm gonna make a bow for this. Sorry, spider. I'm gonna make a bow for this, and it's just gonna kind of be over here. And I realize that this pick is taking up a lot of this wreath, but that's what I bought it for. So let me put this over here. Oh, a grapevine, glitter, and flocked. Okay. I will continue with the story in a momento. I have a 4-inch black and white, 2.5-inch gold, 1.5-inch red, 2-inch black and white. Which I guess I could put this here, huh? Nope. The reason it's not there is because I'm going to do a terry bow, and I don't want these 2 on top of each other, so they either need to be next to each other or 2 apart from each other. And then a black. This is kind of a, yeah, you can kind of see that like a scaly thing. I'm just going to do a terry bow because I just kind of I have some very unconventional colors to use. Oh. So I want to make sure that the bow stays, like this is really the only, I don't really consider stripes a print, but, alright, so I'm going to do 10 inches and then 8-inch tails. So, I come back home. My neighbor, who has had the stumps professionally ground out, he's not my neighbor, he just owns the lot, he doesn't live there. He has had the stumps professionally ground out, and he's there with another guy, what do we think, like 7? He's there with another guy. There's 2 other guys. One of them is weed whacking around the side of my driveway because that's his lawn and he doesn't cut it. Well, he gets a guy to cut it with a giant riding lawnmower, but he can't get where he needs to go because he can't like back into a corner because it's a giant riding lawnmower. Whatever. I don't let that bother me. My neighbor weed whacks it every once in a while. Sometimes he doesn't. Whatever. So one guy has torn out all the honeysuckle, which, that's fine, it was covered in weed, don't care about that. He's torn out all the honeysuckle. Another guy is weed whacking all the grass that needs to be weed whacked down. That's just kind of sticking up everywhere. And the guy who owns a lot is towards the back fence, and he's just like clipping away at this scrubby bush. There's another tree back there that's just kind of scrubby. You know, it just looks like a... I mean, I'm pretty good at identifying trees. I had no idea what it was. So I'm like, oh. I was like, well, this will be nice because, as you guys know, especially if you're on Patreon, I planted a very nice garden this year. It was a lot of money spent, and it was, more importantly, very hard work because I did everything myself. I think my mom may have helped plant a couple coleus with me, but I did everything, and I can make a wreath. I can make 10 wreaths a day. Doing something physically demanding like that, like, it was hard work. So I'm like, oh, he's cleaning up. So that'll be nice. I said, you know, it's getting ready to get cool out for us. You know, it's going to be cold. And I said, I weeded half my garden last time it was cold. And I said, I'll be able to get out there and do the rest, you know, this week, hopefully. And I want to cut back my roses because they're all climbers. And I'm just kind of letting them grow this year to establish root growth. What did I do these at? 7? Establish root growth and get some long canes that I can train. And I've been training them all year. And I have fertilized them every week, every Friday, without fail. I have added granular rose food to them once a month, first Friday of every week, first Friday of every month, without fail. And they've bloomed a little, but not a lot. But they're first year plants. Like, I didn't expect to get too many blooms off of them, and I was fine with that because I said next year they're going to be really nice. So I come back in, I come inside, take a nap, and when I get up, I go outside, and I'm like, wow, he really cleaned everything up out here. It looks really nice. And then I go in the backyard and found out that he has cut down all my roses. Anything that was sticking above the fence, which was the majority of the growth, because they're climbing roses, anything that was hanging over the fence, which, okay, I understand that was hanging onto your property. You don't own the space above the fence. He leaned into my property, definitely, to cut some of the roses. And I'm not talking about, like, let me just trim this back. I have a cane out there. They're climbing roses, so they get really big. I have a cane out there that I picked it up off the ground where he cut it. It's taller than I am, and I am 6'4". Just, there was a way to do it that I was waiting to do for it to cool off so the plant wouldn't go into shock. The plants wouldn't go into shock, and they were just a year of me being patient and waiting, and the money I spent, which I don't care about the money. I don't care about the money. I care that I did something and he took it away from me. That somebody always somehow manages to do that. So I went through and, you know, cleaned up and assessed the damage, and I mean, there was a way they needed to be cut. And clearly he was not concerned about that. He just wanted to cut them down. And I called my mom, and I was, you know, really upset. And I was like, I said, I don't know why he would do something like that to me. And she said, I don't. She said, I think he just did it. I don't think he did it to you. I said, no, he has been a jerk since I've lived in the house for 12 years. This guy has been so unnecessarily mean to me. Like, never a kind thing to say. Every time I waved at him, you know, because I'm not gonna have somebody in the lot next to me cutting the grass and me not like acknowledge them when I walk past when they're 5 feet away from me. But I said no. It feels like he saw the roses growing, and he was like, no. was a 5. I said that it feels personal, and I hate that it feels that way. I hate that I'm so upset about it. But I did that. I didn't deserve that. Because I've never done anything to that man. So yeah, now I don't have my roses anymore. I was like, as soon as it cools down, they're going to bloom. Because they put on a lot of growth since it started to cool down. And I just knew as soon as they get enough cool temperatures, like, they're going to bloom. And they're going to be awesome. But there's not a bud on them anymore. So this was at, what? This is at 5.5. I'm just going to do this at 5. And you don't need to tell me, like, I need to call the police, or, because, like, technically reaching over the fence is trespassing. It's just, what's the point? It's not like I'm going to get my roses back. But I hope he's happy, because one of us should be. I kind of want to add another. I do want to add something else there, but I'm not going to. I don't know what I would add. Like, I want to add, like, that skinny ribbon, but it always just kind of looks kind of meh. I just had some orange. Calm down. Some orange or like some teal, but I kind of looked around and I didn't really see anything. I had my pipe cleaner, pulled it in half. At least I made a good bow. I haven't made a tarry bow in a long time. They're very, very nice. I mean, it like distributes the ribbon nicely. It's not some monstrosity to fluff back out. Okay. So if everybody's like, oh, he's doing like an FAO Schwartz or like Mackenzie, who does all that? What is her name? Mackenzie Childs? No. Not on tonight, sis. But yes, I got a steroid shot this morning. I got a prescription for prednisone. I got a prescription for Xanaflex. I hate muscle relaxers. Y'all know I hate anything that's going to keep me from doing what I got to do. But the amount of pain I was in last night and this morning, I was just like, I can't. So, I have a giant jug of iced tea, which I kind of need some right now because I am dying of thirst because of steroids and I'm starving. Y'all got Milo's? Not sponsored. Okay. So I'm I'm going to cut that once I get it on the wreath to figure out how long I want those tails to be. You can go back over here. I was waiting for it to knock a bunch of stuff over. Okay, and I'm going to take this. I'm going to put another, let me put another pipe cleaner down here for, you know, I could probably use a little scrap. Because I just want to pull this in some more, like over here. Because I don't want the bow to be in the middle of the wreath. I want it to be over there. It's in my hot glue skillet. It's just an electric frying pan from Amazon. I'm just going to put that on there because it's not, and it's pretty close to the edge. I can tell you that wax pencil falling into there was a blessing in disguise. Alright, and now the reason I moved this over more is because I want the bow, so I'm going to position it like this, so this big tail is going to cover up over here where there's nothing, but I want it more towards the middle than, say, putting it here, which, not a huge difference, but we have our reasons. Fold that in. And mostly just get some glue on this to cover those wires because I don't want those poking out. Okay, so if you like simple, there you go. I don't like simple. Well, I do, but I mean, how is this an exciting video of me wiring on a pick, trying not to cry, and then just making a bow? I'm going to cut this one a little shorter. I'm going to leave this one as long as I can. I'm going to cut this one a little shorter just because the pick costs more than the ribbon. Also, it's a little deeper because it's going to be shown off more. Oops. Almost. I think, you know, when I'm making a wreath like this, I always think that I don't have to have, like, I measure the tails just to be like, if I want, business, really? Haven't I been through enough? If I want the tails to match then they will match. But sometimes I leave one longer. Sometimes I cut one shorter. Like this, I think could go a little shorter, just because it's kind of. Pull that down and shorten this one. I don't know what he's doing, but he's a crackhead. Okay, these are my ornaments. And those of you familiar, I did use these last year and I had them again this year, and I said, yes, God, please, because y'all, I can only handle so much boring basic Christmas. Which he's like turning around trying to get his hoof. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but you want a red and green wreath. They're all over my channel. And my plan with this was that I bought 2 of these wreaths, and I want to make this version, which is more high-end, and then I want to make another version that is cheaper, but using basically the same materials. I'm probably going to change the bow on the second one just because I don't want the same. I want different, but the same. Alright, and working with this many colors, it's really important to distribute them because, like, say these are the same colors, for instance, these pinks and purples, these, and this one. And this is like the nicest one because it's got sequins on it, and y'all know how I do. So I want to make sure wherever I put that, I can see it. Like this one and this one I'm not so concerned about because they have no texture really. And these two are very similar. They're slightly different colors, different patterns, but let's see where I want to put this one. I think I want it down here. Alright, so we just lost the ornament cap, that's fine. And this is just Ad Tech glue. I get it from Amazon in I think it's a 5-pound box. It's a giant box of glue sticks. I usually have the long ones and the short ones because I want the long ones for my glue guns, but I want the short ones for the glue pots. I don't have to cut them in half to fit them in there. I'm going to put this one over here because this is the same ornament but just in a different color. This is not turned up all over. Oh, I got the ornament cap back, y'all. So whoever buys this wreath, get 2 ornament caps for the price of 1. I'm going to hold that on there because it's just kind of hanging in the wind. Right, and I'm going to take this one and get it over here. This one's going this way, this one's going to go that way. And I kind of want to go from like the most interesting to the least interesting, so, and I need the red because I have red in here. So let's put that. Kind of over here. Sometimes these glitter ornaments are like temperamental because they have so much glitter on them and so much loose glitter that you glue them on and then it just like peels off all the glitter. And I'm okay with like losing one. Not really losing it because you're going to be able to see it. It's just, it's not a feature player. It's second string. It's a bench warmer. Other sports things. I think to stick another one, maybe that's gold. Oh. It's underneath there. If it shows, it shows. If it doesn't, that's also fine. I have red and gold right here. So I want to put a cool color between them. Let's do purple. Oh, was that just light? Is it one of the ones I cut off? That opened up a spot. And you can pop these caps off. I just like them because when I put them in the grapevine, I can just kind of jab them in between the spots. My mouth is so dry. I think I have one of those, like dry mouth sprays somewhere from the last time I was on steroids. I like this one, but I can't really get it in there and show the cheer, so whatever. What did I say I was going to put right here? Pink? What is this even glued to, y'all? It's just, oh Lord. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Where's that little plastic piece? That little metal thing I was using? It's just a very chill video where y'all don't read my text messages. Oh, you can't see it, never mind. I mean, that was kind of sitting up before, huh? Did I knock it off? There was glitter everywhere. God, I love the holidays. I think this would be a cute theme for a tree. Just like the different colors, colored ornaments, and then like just black and white and like an accent. I always feel like I have to have like get my colors and then pick a metal, and it's usually gold because silver is just, I don't know. I think it's because like my tree has, both my trees have warm white lights on them, and the silver looks weird with warm white lights, but better than it does with cool white lights because I do not like those at all. Oh! Bend this a little because it's a wee bit straight. And I'm fine with clustering these together as long as there's something else going on right there. And this one is going to have a lot of glue on it because it's just going basically into nothing else. Okay, so that happened. I think I might end up adding another one down here, maybe the red one or the blue one. But there's a blue one right there, maybe the orange one. Alright, so I'm not going to make y'all sit here and watch me not fluff this bow, hold this because it does not look like it wants to stay, so I might have to do a bit of something else in there, but here it is. I think I need something up there between the pink and the red. And this needs to go straighter. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Nice big bow. I wish I'd use something besides red. I wish my gold was golder, but what you gonna do? Alright, I'm gonna go eat something and then go to bed. So, thanks for watching. I'll pop some pictures up at the end, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.